A very warm welcome to you all. It's been a long wait, but here we are with the eighth season of the Front Row Racing World Series. And I'm not alone today, I'm Dom, but I'm joined today by Jammy James the Nightwalker, also known as James and Adam. How are you doing, guys?
I'm doing fine, pal. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. What about you, Adam?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Looking forward to the race.
Yeah, same. All right, without further ado, let's get into the drivers straight away because a couple of drivers have jumped ship and a couple of drivers have stayed in the same teams. Starting off with the Mercedes boys, we have Hindle, who unfortunately missed out on the title last season after losing it to his teammate Conzo. Hindle, what do you think about Hindle, James? What do you think his aim will be for this season, together with a new teammate in Lefty Hartel?
Yeah, with Hindle, I'm guessing he was very disappointed last year. He practically lost the championship to a disconnection, which was quite unfortunate. I will read out his pre-race comments now while we've got them. I might as well go through them. So basically, I asked him obviously about last year's disappointment from the title with Conzo, and I asked him, did he have any say in the new teammate switch? Obviously, Con's with his brother now. And he's basically just put, excusing any expletives, he put, crap game, no motivation, no practice, wasn't planning on being here this season, hence the switch. So he's a little bit, I won't say bitter, but he's a little bit annoyed, maybe. So I'm guessing he's wanting to bounce back quite quickly on that one. What do you think, Adam?
Yeah, maybe if he's got a change of attitude, he might have a better race. But I suppose he's going to be a little bit disappointed, but I think he should have a strong start to the season.
Yeah. Well, I think Hindle, obviously being one of the quicker guys in the league, I think the league is now, I think, at this most competitive point with, I think, out of 20 drivers or 19 drivers, potentially 7 or 8 on even 9 who could win races, and Hindle and both Lefty Hartel and his teammate are able to win races, I think. Lefty Hartel, obviously, with a new combination as Hindle as his teammate. We'll be looking forward to see what he can do. Had a good start to the season last season and then sort of faded away throughout the season. So Lefty Hartel will be hoping for the same start of the season as he had, but for a different ending of last season. Then on to the Ferrari boys. We have the brother pairing of Conzo, the reigning World Series champion, and Calzo, a young talent in the Front Row Racing World Series. This is an interesting pairing, guys. Obviously, Conzo and Calzo are very quick pairing. Do you think they're going to wrap up the constructors, or do you think other teams will take the fight to them?
Go on, Adam. I'll let you have this one.
I know of Conzo, not really known the other driver, but I think it'll be Red Bull that'll go for it with Stocky and Will One win one.
Well, we'll get to that in a moment. James, any opinions on this pairing?
Well, before I go on to the comments made by each driver, I think,
we can do that through qualifying and the race if you want.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that.
It'll take up too much time.
I'll pick them up. I have to disagree with Adam. I've got to say, I agree with Stocky and Win. What was it?
Will one win one.
Thanks. Win one. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for that name, Steve.
Win one. There you go. No, I just think Connor and Cal are too quick, and if they can be consistent and with no disconnections, I think it'll be hard beating them. To be honest.
Yeah, I agree with that. Then on to the Red Bull pairing, as you said, Adam. Stocky and Will One win one. Obviously previously known as Front Row Racing GP or Kudos R for the real veterans in the league. This is a good pairing as well. I mean, Stocky has fought for numerous championships in the World Championship, but has failed to finish all of this season's, I think, in the World Championship, unfortunately. So Stocky, interesting. Will he fight for the title? I'm pretty sure he will. But he will be one of the only drivers that will be running no assists, because obviously this is a assist allowed league, but Stocky has chosen not to. And then again, Will One win one on his day can be very, very quick, but has not always had the best of races last season. So he'll be making an improvement, or he will hope so. And then on to the next pairing, the Williams guys. This is a new pairing, guys. Danny Railton and Gonk. We've seen a lot of these guys in the reserves. How do you think these two will cope with their first full-time seats?
Um, I think they'll do okay. I think they're a good pairing. They'll be getting consistent results. But I don't think they'll be troubling the top guys. I do think they just need consistency this year. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really, yeah. That's all
On
I can really say.
to on to the next team
Adam,
then. Well, or Adam, do you have anything to say? Because we
I
are
would say,
running a little bit short in time.
No, not on that. I'm not
No,
aware of the driver. Sorry.
I'm gonna go through the other drivers then quickly. Ant 69 and Millstar have decided to stay together with a new team though after switching from the Toro Rosso to the Force India team for this season. So Ant 69 Millstar, a different car. They are called the Rear View Bandits. What do you think of this pairing, James? Ant 69 and
I
Millstar.
think, I think it's a good pairing. I think Ant is quite a character off track. He's always got something funny to say in the paddock and in the pits. I think again he just needs to. He is good at avoiding collisions and keeping his head down during the race. Millstar, I think, just needs the consistency, and I think he's quick enough, obviously, to be up there with the quick guys. But,
Yeah, obviously Millstar has had a very good couple of races last season, but sort of faded away through the races. He was a good qualifier, but he has struggled in the races pretty much all the races last season. Had a
yeah,
good couple of results though, so he'll be hoping to improve on that and improve on his consistency, as you said. And then onto the Renault pairing. Well, there's not really a pairing with only Lord JB in it. The other reserve should have been Alain Montean, but he's unfortunately not with us, so I don't know the reason for that. I don't know if he might be joining. But Lord JB, what do you think of Lord JB, James? Obviously, being a commentator for the majority of last season in the World Championship, has now managed to land himself a seat.
I'll jump straight on with Lord JB's comments, seeing as he's the lonesome Renault driver. He's basically just said, feeling good coming into the race. Like he's explaining that he's the only Renault driver in this event due to his teammate having an issue, and the reserve drivers dropped out. But he's excited for it. Obviously, he's in the comms chair, but he's behind the wheel rather than with the microphone.
Yeah.
So he's basically excited to get back into it.
And onto the Toro Rosso pairing. This is a very, very, very quick pairing that could maybe take the fight to the Ferrari, the Red Bull, and the Mercedes. Slimbo Dude, a reserve driver. Today he's reserving for Valdemar, who is also a quick driver, but unfortunately, due to other commitments, he will not be racing in the first couple of races, I believe. And then we've got SBL Malik Kekec, who's had a very good couple of races last season. I think he's managed to win 2 or 3 races last season. How do you think? Do you think these guys have got a chance to take the fight to the top guys, James?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the field's very, very competitive. There's so many good drivers at the minute in it. Slimbo Dude, I've never actually seen him race, so I can't comment. All I know is Malik Kekec is a very quick driver. He's shown that through the World Series reserves and the World Series. So if Valdemar, when he comes in eventually, and maybe if Slimbo Dude does get a few more opportunities, they could potentially very much take it to Ferrari and Mercedes and even the Red Bull pairing as well.
And then on to the Haas team. Farper and RDB have decided to stick together as well, but are making the switch from the Force India team to the Haas team this time round. What do you think about the chances of Farper and RDB, but mainly Farper, was a very, very quick driver in a couple of seasons ago and was actually fighting for the title, I believe it was season 5 or 6. Do you think Farper, after a disappointing season, can get himself back up there again? And what about RDB?
Yeah, I mean, Farper's always been a quick driver. I think he took a year out once, didn't he? And then he's come back into it.
Yep.
And RDB, I think they're both very good drivers. Again, I think they'll be the ones just below the top 2. I think they'll be fighting for like the midpoints. On occasion, they probably will get in there. Maybe if the weather obviously comes a factor.
Yeah.
But I think they'll have a good consistent season.
Yeah. And then onto the last pairing, Garfield and Maznat. What do we think of Garfield and Maznat, boys? A new driver pairing. So, go on. It's a new driver pairing. So we'll have to see how it goes. Garfield, obviously, driving the remainder of the season in the Williams last season. Had a good couple of performances throughout the season, but not really fighting with the top teams. But he'll be hoping to change that. And Maznat, a new driver, had a World Series reserves, a couple of World Series reserves events last season. Had a good result in Brazil, I think, after getting some penalties, unfortunately dropping him down. What do you think of these, Adam? Have you ever seen these before?
I have not seen these at all. There you go.
All right.
I'm quite useful tonight.
All right. Well, let's send the drivers over to the track then. As I hope everyone readies up. Adam, you can ready up, and let's hope for a very good event here for the World Series. The first race of the season, Australia. Let's have a look at previous champions in this league, boys, because I've managed to gather all the statistics that I need for the World Series for each event. I had to dig deep for it, but I've managed to get them. So the champions, season 2, it was Rickster, won 8-1-2-9-5, who unfortunately is no longer with us this season after 6 successful seasons in FRR. Due to other commitments, he's decided to drop out together with his teammate, unfortunately. Season 3 was Overdyking, myself. Back in the day, I actually managed to win more than one race in a season. So that was a very good time for myself. In season 4, it was Ricky Davey, who unfortunately is no longer with us. And then we come on to an interesting part, because from season 5 onwards, those drivers are still driving in the World Series. Season 5, it was Konzo, who took his first title in a Red Bull. And season 6, it was Hindle, who took the title away from Konzo in the Mercedes. And then obviously we know about last season, season 7, one of the tightest seasons at the top, with Hindle and Konzo going head-to-head for the majority of the races. And then again, Hindle going into the last race as a favourite, but Konzo snatching the title away from him and taking it back in the Mercedes car. And Konzo, after winning a title in the Red Bull and the Mercedes, has now decided to hopefully take the title in a Ferrari. And become the first 3-time World Series champion.
And a back-to-back champion at that as well.
Yeah, as well that. Because obviously World Series has never seen a back-to-back champion before.
And you only won a couple of races that season because you're on the pad.
What, me? Oh yeah, that might have been that might have been the reason for it. But who knows? I might have to switch back to the pad. I'll skip through the intro because FOM has decided to block a couple of videos that do show the intro. So we're going to try and skip that. Any interesting posts on the YouTube channel yet, Adam?
Not at the moment. Everyone's looking forward to the race, which is a good sign. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, we're onto the track. It looks very dry. It looks very, very nice. Very nice weather. But Adam, can you enlighten us on any further weather?
The quali, it's bright sunshine, a bit cloudy near the end of the qualifying session. For the race, it is going to be baking hot.
All right, well, that's good. After last season, now you can see there on the left side, Gonk has fitted the Super Soft straight away. Is he going out as well? We'll have a look who is the first car out on the track. As we can see, the pit boxes of the Mercedes team here closest to you. Lefty Hartill, number 84, and it is the McLaren of Maznat together with the Renault of, I believe that is, who is it? Hold on. That is Lord JB in the Renault. So these guys getting out on the track straight away. Both guys running ultra soft tyres, and it's getting quite busy down the pit lane. As we see Stocky in his Red Bull this season, number 6 on the super soft. So Stocky going for a super soft run here. And we'll have a look through. We'll have a look through all the drivers. I'm sorry for the black box in the top left of the screen. I forgot to turn notifications off, unfortunately. Who knows, if I get a lot of notifications, I might turn it off through the end of qualifying. But if there's not that many, I'm going to stick with it as we follow Stocky on his outlap. And interesting fact here, James, Konzo has fitted the soft tyres, the yellow mark tyre. So he's not on the track yet, as I'm trying to have a look through the field. And 69 in his Force India on an outlap on the ultra soft tyres. Most of the guys actually going out on the ultra soft tyres. You can see from slim moded all the way to Lefty Hartill at the bottom are all out on ultra softs. As Ant 69 is suffering from a little bit of lag. Oh, that might be me, but I think it is Ant. Let's have a look. Who's the first guy
to... Shall I start with some the pre-race comments, Dom?
Well, I want to follow. Oh, a big crash by. What is that? Williams and a McLaren have crashed in qualifying. I think that is Masnat, and who's the Williams? That's going to be Danny Railton or Gonk as Masnat pits. And we're going to follow the Mercedes that I've just seen come around for a lap. I think that is Lefty Hartle, yes it is. And let's follow Lefty Hartle for a lap. Oh no, hold on, it's Hindle. Follow Hindle. The former World Series champion. Do you want to take us through the lap, Adam or James?
Go on, James.
Go on, I'll do it then. So yeah, Hindle just finished sector 1. He's going through sector turn 4 and 5. So nice and tidy on the ultra softs. Avoiding the curve on the outside. Into 6 and 7. And he's doing sector 1. He's done a 28.1. That's quite a decent first sector. Into sector 2 now. Not troubling the outside of the track too much.
Oh, he's backed out of it. He's backed out of it.
Yeah,
So Ryan Hindle is
yes.
not completing his lap on the ultra soft tyres. What do you think with what do you think is going to happen with it? Why is not?
You know why? You know why? It's because he's got 15 laps worth of fuel in.
Has it?
He has.
Oh, well, that's not good.
I think Ryan's doing a bit of Hindle's doing a bit of long runs. Anyway.
In regards to the tyres, the Super Softs are nearly 7/10 slower than the Ultra Softs, and anyone who fits the soft tyres, they're 1.3 seconds slower than the Ultra Softs. So a lot to think about when they're trying to do their pole run.
Right, guys, we've got the first fastest lap in. Sorry, I'm interrupting. We've got the first fastest lap in by SBL Malik Kekex, a 22.4 on the Ultra Soft tyre. Do you think that's quick enough for pole or for the front row, or do you think the tyres will be tumbling later on? As Slimbo Dude puts in another fastest lap there.
Slimbo Dude's going quicker at 22.4. I still think 21s will take it. Stocky's done a good lap. He's done a. What's he done?
Well, Stocky at 22.8 on the super soft tyre as I'm on board with Konzo on the soft tyre. So Konzo, out of all the drivers, the only one that's running the soft tyre at the moment. Will this be the tyre that he's going to qualify on in the number 24 Ferrari, I see, but Konzo's number is 23, so I don't know why he's put the 24 on his car. With a new red helmet, as we see Konzo going round the last sector with a Renault close behind him.
Quite a lot of cars in sector 1. They're forcing your Milstar getting nicely out of the way of everybody. Well, that's what we like to see. Let's get on all that. He's on all that.
Right, Konzo coming around the final corner, activating his DRS. What is this lap time going to be on the soft tyre? Where can he get himself onto the grid? He gets himself 9th at 25.9. That's not a very good time by Konzo, with all respect. As we jump on board with another driver. Calzo still in the pits. A lot of drivers actually still in the pits. We've not seen Calzo on the track yet, so we'll get on board with someone else. I'm on board with
Will one, win one.
Yep.
Got held up into sector 1, so had to abandon the lap. He had quite a bit of traffic there.
Yeah, I am on board with him, but it doesn't look too slow, I have to say. But he might have lost time earlier on in the lap and backed out of the lap. So that is unfortunate for Will 111, and I can see his fuel lights flashing as well. So he's probably going to pits it. He's going to put it into the pits and go for a second and final run. As we get on board with another driver, let's have a look. Who else have we got on the track?
I'll tell you what. If you're going on to Lord JB 5th, I think he's out of fuel.
Oh, he is. Yes, he is. Let's get on board with him. Yeah, he looks to be out of fuel. Yeah, the fuel light's not flashing anymore. It's bright red. So Lord JB out of fuel. Can he get it back in into the pits in time to go for a final run? Because 23.8 is not enough to stay in 5th, I believe. Let's have a look into the pits. A lot of drivers. A lot of drivers into the pits. And I'm on board with Danny Railton, 24.1 on his first lap. As he is now coming around the final sector to complete another lap. 24.1 his previous time then, with the bright yellow helmet in the Williams. And comes around the final corner, opens DRS. A nice exit, but what is it going to be? Is he going to get up further on the grid? He is from 8th to 6th position with a 23.9 on the Ultra Soft, as Maznat, the rookie, posting a very quick time at 22.5 on the Ultra Softs. So Maznat looking to show himself and making a name for himself in this league with the number 53 McLaren.
Just getting reports in that Ant was blocked by Gonk on his quick lap.
So that is rather unfortunate, but that is something to handle by the FRR stewards. As you know, all the drivers can put in their post-race issues to the FRR stewards page on Facebook, where then the steward will handle the situation further. I'll get on board with someone else.
What do you think's going through the mind of Konzo, still on soft tyres?
I'll go on board with Konzo. I think Konzo might be doing some long running, because the 25.9 is not a quick time, even on the softs, for a guy like Konzo. I mean, Konzo, obviously the reigning World Series champion, should be able to go quicker than that, and he knows it. So he might be running a lot of fuel as he puts it into the pits to probably go for that final run. As we can see in the pits, most people putting the super soft tyre on for their final runs. As we see Calzo still in the pits, Farthber out on a track now. We're on an outlap, but Farthber obviously, I don't know if you know this guy, but Farthber is feeling not too well at the moment. He is ill, so I don't know what he's going to do. He said, I asked him, are you going to race? And he said, I'll try. What are Farthber's pre-race comments, James? Have you got any pre-race comments by him?
I have, I'll get them up now, just 1 second. So, yeah, Farthber, I asked him, you were constantly scoring at the lower end of the points last year with a great battle with your teammate. He eventually came out on top, and he's got the same team this year. Basically asked him, can you improve further on the points this time out? And the comment he's got is all about having fun and, of course, beating his teammate.
So his teammate is right behind him. Oh, he nearly put it into the wall in the last corner. So
it'll be all about Farthber and his teammate battling through the season.
Farthber is on a flying lap now, but I'm going to unfortunately get away from Farthber because most of the top runners are out on their out laps, as we are on board with Ryan Hindle here for his final running on the super soft tyre. He will try and challenge for pole. He's down in 18th and last position, so this is not a position that Hindle would like to start his first race in, as he's getting ready for his qualifying lap. He tries to get a good exit on the last corner. There we go then. Ryan Hindle opens his DRS, nice and timely. What is Ryan Hindle going to do? Is he going to be able to snatch pole away from Slimbo Dude? As we see Slimbo Dude there. Nice lines through the first and second corner by Ryan Hindle. And obviously, Adam, you'll be able to see the sector times by the guys, so keep us updated on what the top runners are doing and tell me who to get on board with. Because Calzo, Hindle, Konzo, Stocky, Will One, Win One, all out on their flying laps.
Calzo's on the super softs. He's just started his flying lap. If you want to get on board with him.
I'm going to stay on board with Hindle for the moment because Hindle is on a flying lap in front of Calzo. So Hindle going around his second sector now then.
Lefty hardtail goes wide there, very wide, coming out to the fast left right of sector 3.
Have a look at what can Hindle do. This looks like a good lap so far, and the 22.4 is still the time to beat.
Sector 1.
Yellow flag in sector 1, I don't know who that is, as most of the drivers are getting out on their out laps. But Hindle then, there is a car in front of him, but I hope that car is not going to get into the way too much.
Calzo's sector 1 time, 27.3.
And that car gets out of the way now, so Hindle, will he be able to snatch ball away here from Slimbo Dude? A 22.4 is the time he's aiming for. Gets onto the grass, that's a nice exit. What's the time going to be for Hindle? It's not a very good time, a 23.1, and that puts him in provisional 5th as we get on board with Calzo, who is also on a flying lap and coming around the last sector. And what is Calzo going to do in his brand new Ferrari number 32 as he comes around the final turn? Calzo, what can he do? Where can he put himself from 17th to 4th? 4th on the super soft tyres. So Calzo at the moment being the quickest super soft runner as we get on board with Stocky on the ultra soft. So that's an interesting call here by one of the front runners going for the ultra soft tyre. I'm on board with Stocky now then, and let's follow Stocky through his final lap of this qualifying session. Looking tidy so far as the Force India nearly gets into the way at the end of the first sector. And I think Stocky's got Konzo behind him on the super soft tyres, but we'll get to Konzo a little bit later on. It's looking good so far by Stocky.
I'll keep an eye on Konzo.
You do that. Stocky's messed up his lap, Stocky, so that will be 5th position for Stocky as he pulls out of this lap and lets Calzo back past. So that's Stocky down into 5th position at 22.8. And that is unfortunate as we see a Mercedes there as well. I think that will be Lefty Hartel.
Calzo's crashed out.
Calzo's crashed out. Oh.
Sector 3's got a yellow flag.
So Sector 3's got yellow flags. That will be for Calzo. And for Slimbo Dude, who's crashed out as well. Slimbo Dude's crashed out as well. He's not in a very good spot. He's standing still in between and he's now getting in the way of the car. I don't know what's going on here, but I think
that's a lot. That's a big crash.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got. Oh, who's that then?
I don't know who to get on board with as we go around Ryan Hindle. He puts it into the pits. I am on board with Millstar, and he's going to put it into the pits, I believe, or is he not? He's on a slow lap, so that is Millstar's qualifying over. Lord JB still on a lap. Yes, he is. Can Lord JB get himself further up onto the grid?
Oh, grid place penalty for IDB, it says on my page.
Oh yeah, but a mid-place penalty as Lord JB stays in 10th. And I cannot get on board with Conzo. Where's Conzo going to be?
There's Connor's on the last corner now. He's coming out the last corner. Gets on the power nice and early. Gets his DRS open. And across the line. This won't be good. He's only in 9th.
Yeah, he's only in 9th. So an interesting qualifying session there.
Maznat's gone pole.
Maznat's gone pole. Maznat, great lap at 22.1. And that puts him almost 3/10 clear of Slimbo Dude in the Toro Rosso. So it's a pole position for McLaren. Good lap by Maznat. I'm impressed by that. As Farfet puts it into the pits as the last car on the grid. As we see the cars going around now. What do you make of that qualifying session, guys? An interesting session here with a couple of front runners not being at the front really.
Well, I'm surprised nobody's gone into the 21s actually. I mean, nobody troubled it yesterday. We had 3 drivers trouble it in the WC, did we? And then I did expect the 21s to be well in sight of everybody today, but and you never know setups or crashing.
Yeah, well, you never know. Oh, a bit crash. As I see, a bit crash by by the Renault, but obviously these are computer-controlled cars, so we're nothing to worry about here. But yeah, Maznat, the rookie, takes pole at 22.1, so that is a very good result by the McLaren. Slimbo Dude in second, also a rookie and a reserve driver with a 22.4, and the Toro Rossos are doing a good job here with 2 and 3, with Malik Kekec completing the Toro Rossos in the third position with a 22.4. In fourth position we have Calzo with the first of the Ferraris on the super soft tyres, so that will be interesting. Calzo will be one to have an eye for, out for in the race, being the first super soft runner. As I can't see the qualifying now. So James, can you do the rest of the list from Calzo onwards?
So we've got Calzo. Obviously, I'll go from the top. We've got Maznat on pole in his McLaren. We've got Slimbo Dude in second in the Toro Rosso. SBL and Malik Kekec in the Toro Rosso in third. Great result for the Toro Rosso boys. Got fourth is Calzo for the Scuderia Ferrari. Got Stocky in fifth for the Red Bull Racing. And sixth is Ryan Hindle in the Mercedes. All them 3 are the ones to watch on the Super Softs.
Yeah, Conzo
Millstar
a bit further on in 9th, isn't it?
8th, Connor Conzo 9th, Ant is in 10th.
Yeah, and I think Lefty Hartel, where was Lefty Hartel? Was he in 7th, did you say?
Yes.
Alright, let's skip the intro, as drivers will be getting ready for the event. Don't press ready yet in this menu, boys, so the guys will have time to put in their setups as the race starts in 25 seconds. So we are live for the first race of the season in the World Series event around Australia, Albert Park, Melbourne.
I'll just give you Maznat's pre-race comments before we start. So we basically said,
have to do it quick.
I told him, I'll tell you what, we'll do it during the race. The race. Let's go.
The race is about to get underway with 5 seconds to spare, and the lights will go on, and they will flash red at the start, and then they'll go green, and the drivers will be on the way. As you'll see now, Maznat on pole. Can he keep his first position going into turn 1? The drivers are away, and straight away a drive-through penalty for Danny Railton for jumping the start. But Maznat has a good start, but the Toro Rossos are right on his tail with Calzo having to defend from a Red Bull and a Mercedes straight away. Will they get through the first corner nice and cleanly? I see a yellow flag.
Oh, no, Merc and a Red Bull sideways, facing backwards to the back.
Well, you keep an eye on them as the Toro Rossos are attacking each other. The Toro Rosso. Stocky and Hindle. Oh yeah, see a Mercedes going off in the background. I don't know who that is. Lefty Hartel dropping down the field like a stone.
It's colliding with the...
yeah, I've seen that. So Stocky, Hindle and Lefty Hartel are all at the back of the field, all the front runners. So not a very good start for the Mercedes boys. Has Lefty Hartel got damage? Yes, he has. As Stocky goes round, but we'll get to the front of the field. straight away. Maznat still defending his first position, is actually breaking away from Slimbo Dude and Mali Keket in the Toro Rosso. Mali Keket tried to get on the inside of Slimbo Dude, but has not managed to steal the position with Calzo still running in fourth position, boys, and keeping up with the Toro Rosso, boys. What a start of the race, boys. And another one to keep an eye on.
What's interesting is 6 drivers starting on the soft tyres.
Yeah, I noticed that way back, yeah.
So we're having a look at the position changes. The first 4 positions have stayed the same, with Milstar, Konzo, Garfield, all the way up to Farber, all gaining places, and from 13 then onwards, all dropping a seriously amount of places, with Maznat posting the quickest lap of the race at 31.2. But that obviously will change.
Garfield going into the pits.
Yeah, got Garfield into the pits, so Garfield has got damage. We'll get on board with him for a brief moment, as he has started the race on the softs, I think, or is he coming out of the pits on the softs? No, he's coming out. He's coming out of the pits, on the soft tyre.
There's a drive-through penalty.
There's a drive-through penalty. Okay, all right. So has he jumped the start then, Adam? Ant's in the pits.
And in the pits, he's getting a new nose.
Have a look at this. Yeah, Ant's getting a new nose, and so is the Williams of what do you call him? It's Gunkin the Williams, yeah.
And Lefty Hartail and the Mercedes as well pitting.
No. Lefty Hartail also in the pits, but we'll get back to the front straight away. Maznat, not yet.
Must have got some oversteer off the turn 4 because he's blinded
Lord JB's just been a bit pushed off a little bit wider.
Lord JB, as Stocky is trying to make up his way through the field, back up again. As you see the Toro Rossos, the field still being quite close to each other, but Maznat trying to create a little bit of breathing space for himself. As a Slimbo Dude.
Stocky's getting past IDB.
Alright, we'll get on board with Stocky, and let's race back up the field. That's a good move by Stocky, that.
There's a battle behind them as well. Renault of Lord JB.
So Stocky has managed to get past most of the SUP runners, as Slimbo Dude puts in the quickest time of the race. Now being half a second behind the leader of Maznat. Oh, there's a guy.
The Renault's going into the pits.
There's a guy in the pits. Who's that? Danny Wilson's in the pits, but Lord JB, Lord JB lost a part of his wing.
And Hindle was trying to go around the outside of him.
And Farber is into the pits as well, also with damage. So a lot of damage in the first couple of laps. And we'll get on board with Calzo for the minute. Another one who's interesting to keep an eye on is Konzo. He's managed to get up from 9th position to 6th position. And behind him, Will One Win One, 9 positions gained at the start. So a good start for the Ferrari and the Red Bull. I'm driving on board with Konzo now, who's making up ground, and he's going to try and make a move on Milstar very shortly, I think, Konzo.
JB's crashed.
JB's crashed. Get on board with him. Yeah, he has.
He's still driving
damage again. He's got damage again. So Lord JB not having the best of events. The number 12 Renault, although it says number 13 there, his number is number 12. As he goes round the first sector, yeah, that's not a very good start of the race for Lord JB, as he's getting up a Mercedes behind him, who he's probably going to let pass. Yeah, there we go, Lefty Hartail back up to 16th position, but a lot of ground still to make up for Lefty Hartail after an unfortunate start.
Hindle is in tonight, getting past RDB.
So Hindle trying to make up ground as well, as I'm on board with Konzo. Konzo really trying to get past Milstar, only 2 tenths behind him now. Konzo's got DRS again. Will he go for the move here into turn 3? No, I think better of it. Obviously, Milstar on the ultra soft tyres will be able to brake just that little bit later on than Konzo can. I'm staying on board with this battle for the moment though, because this is the closest battle going around. What do you make of those first 4 laps, James?
What's that going?
What do you make of those first 4 laps?
Oh, like you said, quite hectic, plenty of contact. Didn't see what happened between Stocky and Hindle in the first corner.
No, I didn't either, so we'll have to wait and see what the stewards think, or if one of them gets onto the podium, they can tell us ourselves, but they've got a hell of a job to do, Stocky and Hindle.
Farthbird's in the pits getting a new nose, and he's on the soft tyres.
I can see
and
that.
Lord JB as well, new nose.
So both of those drivers, I think, pitting for the second time. I can check that actually. because I do still need to find out how this thingy works, how this menu works, the new spectator mode that F1 2017 has got.
With these cars pitting and putting on the soft tyres, would that mean they could get to the end?
I don't know. I think that's doubtful. They probably can get to the end, but the last few laps won't be a lot of fun as MotoGP gets out of the way of Konzo and Milstar, who are still battling out for 5th position. But Konzo not having been able to make any moves yet. But then again, I'm sure Milstar's tyres will die out at some point. We're at lap 5. How long do you think the Ultrasofts can go for, James?
The Ultrasofts, based on what we saw yesterday, maybe 10 laps. If they're fresh, if they're not, it'll be about 7 or 8. I've basically got the telemetry now, and basically the pit windows I'm looking at for people on Ultra is between laps 7 and 10.
And we've got Garfield in the pits.
Garfield in the pits, as I'm on board with Gonka's going to try and make a move on N69, but is not making a move. He's not staying in the slipstream, which is a bit weird because if you stay in the slipstream, you can go a lot quicker. And actually try. Maznat's retired. Maznat's retired. That's a massive game changer.
Oh, nasty crash.
Maznat, after having such a good start of the race, has been it. I don't know what to say. I can't believe that's happened.
I was actually on board with him and not looking at the screen. I'm going to.
Okay, well, fantastic, James, having you in the commentary box. But Slimbo Dude and Malik Kekec being the new leaders of the race, so Toro Rosso off to a very good start, but that is so unfortunate for Maznat. But this now really brings Calzo into play, because Calzo is only 1.4 seconds behind Malik Kekec, and he's on the super soft tyres. So if Calzo and also Konzo can keep it up, then I know the Toro Rossos are leading, but the Ferraris are not out of it.
No, we saw yesterday that the super soft might have to do the best to try to run the race, you know. So that might come in at the end. Depends what Slimbo Dude and Malik Kekec go on to in the first pit. If they go super soft, or St. John think they'll get to the end, because I don't think.
I'm sorry?
But I'm saying, if they go from ultra soft to super soft, I don't think they're going to go to the end.
No, they're not going to go to the end. I think these guys, the guys on the super soft, will be trying to one-stop, going through the soft tyres. I think in around from lap 10 to lap 14 is their pit window. And the ultra soft guys are going to have to, well, ask a lot from the soft tyres, because they're going to be pitting, I think, around lap 8 or lap 7. And they're going to potentially try and get the one stop as well, but they'll struggle towards the end of the race if they want to try and do that.
The first pit stops for the ultra softs, they'll be I'd expect them in the next couple of laps, to be honest, next 2 laps. So.
Well, I've got the driver's menu on now, sorry, the tyre menu, and there's 3 Ultrasoft runners in the top 4, and that is Slimbo Dude, Malik Kekec, both in the Toro Rosso, and Milstar in the Force India. And then from 3 to 8, if you don't count Milstar, that's all super soft, and then the rest of that is pretty much all soft. So the Ultrasoft runners are leading the race now, but that does not necessarily mean they're going to be in the lead at the end of the race, because these guys are definitely not out of it, as Konzo is struggling to get past Milstar still on lap 7. He's trying everything he can, but Milstar doing good defensive work here in his pink Force India with his green helmet.
Ooh,
oh, Hindle's in the pits. So Hindle's switching from the Ultrasoft, and he's got a new nose on. He's got a new nose on as well. Yeah. So Hindle has changed his nose. That is not going to benefit his strategy. But he felt the need he had to.
Barthel's just tried to outbrake Lord JB into turn 3 and got it all wrong and gone right into the gravel.
Well, that is unfortunate for Farber.
Saying that, he's actually lost half his front wing.
Rather.
Probably why.
Well, that's not the first time this race, unfortunately, for Farber, as I'm more with Ryan Hindle, who's now rejoined in 10th position on the soft tyres. So Hindle will have to be making up a lot of ground. He's got 13 seconds of free space ahead of him. So who knows, Hindle might get into play for the top 5 positions later on in the race. But let's get him back on board with Konzo, who's still behind Milstar. Let's get on board with him for this last turn. Is he going to line him up this time? Milstar not pitting yet. Konzo seems to be struggling. Konzo seems to be struggling in the last corner. Milstar's got some great straight line speed. So Konzo unfortunately not getting past yet again. Who are you on board with? Calzo. I see Calzo's very close to Malik Kekec now, so this might be the drop-off point for the ultra-soft tyres. As Malik Kekec is really struggling.
Pits again.
So Farber pitting again, unfortunately, Farber. But this is a
That's
good
another
battle.
new nose.
Right, it's another new
Stocky's
nose then.
going steady in 7th.
Right, Stocky's making up a lot of ground.
Yeah, he's just on the back of Will 1, Win 1. And,
Let's just call him Will, just to keep it easy.
yeah, let's call him Will.
Yeah, Will. He's on the back of Will. But obviously, them two being teammates, James, do you think the team owners will get into play there? Do you think he'll let them go?
Who's that?
Well, Will 1, Win 1, or Will, and Stocky are both teammates. Do you think Will's going to let Stocky go? If he's quicker?
If Stocky gets near him, I think Will decide to let him through. I don't think there's any point in fighting. I think he knows that Stocky's quicker than him.
Well, guys, let's get on board with Calzo. 2 tenths behind Mali Kekec now as he gets onto the final corner and then onto the straight. He's got a good exit, Calzo. Mali Kekec going defensive straight away. Calzo in the slipstream. Can he take second position as Slimbo Dude pits? But we're going to stay on board with this battle. Calzo, will he be able to outbreak him? No. But will he do this? Oh, I see it. He's lost the wing. He's lost the wing. Get on board with he's lost the wing.
Slimbo Dude coming out the pit on super softs.
Alright, yeah, so Slimbo Dude has pitted for super soft, but Calzo has lost a part of his wing on the back of the car of Mali Kekec. And that again will be something for the stewards to have a look at after the race in case it gets reported by Calzo or Mali Kekec, which I'm pretty sure it will, because that has changed the race of Calzo. Calzo being I think in prime position to potentially win the race, and is now dropping off the back of Mali Kekec very rapidly as Millstar and Konzo are approaching him very quickly. But let's get on board with Slimbo Dude, pitted for a new set of super soft tyres. This will be a 2-stop strategy then for Slimbo Dude, boys.
Just going back to the seeing if like Stocky will get past his teammate. Do you think team orders would be in effect first race of the season? Personally, if it was me, I'd just carry on and look after my own race.
I think it will. I think obviously Steve, well, otherwise known as Will 1 Win 1. Let's just call him Steve because people know him as Steve. Steve knows.
Mali Kekec in the pits.
Yeah, Mali Kekec is in the pits then. As I'm on board with both the Red Bulls and Mali Kekec is good. You keep an eye on what tyres he goes for, and I'll keep an eye on these two and see if Steve is actually going to let him go.
He's going on the soft tyres.
He's not going to let him go just yet. So Mali Kekec on the soft tyres. So that will be a potential one-stop then for Mali Kekec as Stocky's still stuck behind Steve. I think Steve's going to let him pass here. Is he not? Yeah, he is. Yeah. So Stocky gets ahead of Steve. Bit of team play there by the Red Bull boys.
Oh well, Adam, it was wishful thinking.
Let's have a look then. So Mali Kekec hasn't he come out of the pits on the soft tyre, but look how far he's behind Slimbo Dude now. 6 seconds separating them two. After it was 2 seconds after the pit stop, so that undercut has worked massively in Slimbo Dude's favour. But then again, these guys obviously both being in the Toro Rosso. Slimbo Dude being a reserve driver, do you think Slimbo Dude will let him go if he's still ahead at the end of the race?
I got to reflect Adam's comments. Slimbo Dude's holding his own in that car, so I don't think he'll get close with this one.
But obviously Slimbo Dude has got another pit stop to make, so it's Slimbo Dude's job now. I see Millstar pitting. Is he pitting? Yes, he is pitting after Konzo has got past. So to do Ferrari's leading then, as Konzo is catching up to Calzo rather quickly after his damage, unfortunately.
Garfield recently passed Gonk for 12th position.
Yeah, you can see that. So good moving up the field there by Garfield. As we see Calzo and
put on
Konzo.
these soft tyres.
Yeah. And we can see Slimbo Dude on the super soft tyres putting in the fastest lap of a 25.2. So Slimbo Dude on a charge here from 5th position as we see the 2 Ferraris, the 2 Red Bulls and the 2 Toro Rossos leading the race with the Ferraris in front. Obviously Calzo has damage, so we'll see do you think, but Ant69 is disconnected, hasn't he? Yes, he has. So Ant69 from 11th position. It's going to vote with him quickly. Has unfortunately left the session, and that means a retirement for Ant in his first race, unfortunately. As he is getting passed now by Garfield and Gonk in the McLaren and the Williams.
He's best getting on board with Calzo and Conzo.
Yeah, I am doing. I think.
Conzo's right behind him.
Who do you think will pit first out of these, and who do you think they'll pit in this lap? Because I think Calzo's forced
There'll be
to.
no team orders here. If Calzo is ahead of Conzo, Calzo's got priority. I don't think there'll be team orders.
Is Calzo going to pit? He's not. He's going to continue on for another lap. So Calzo, with his damage, has decided to continue on for that extra lap. But Calzo, is he going to change his wing? As the spectator mode give me a great camera view. And yeah, Conzo staying behind Calzo still. But is Conzo going to be able to make a move? Hold on. Is Conzo going to be able to make a move on his teammate? And is Calzo going to fight him hard? I don't think he is. No, he's tucked in behind him. Calzo obviously knows he's got damage, and he's not going to hold his teammate up and his brother up further. Because obviously these two live in the same house, and if he's going to hold him up, who knows what's going to happen off the PlayStation. Let's put it like that. So Conzo now the new leader of the race on these super soft tyres, and when will Conzo pit? So Conzo obviously the leader now, he'll have the priority over Calzo.
I think he's in a very good position and has crept through the field with Stocky.
Yeah, Stocky.
Great position.
Yeah, Stocky only being roughly 5 seconds off the lead on the
Hindle's
super soft
looking
tyres.
to make a move on Danny Railton.
Oh, get on board with Hindle then. As he's about to line Danny Railton up for a move, and that is a very... Oh, has he done it? Has he done it? Danny Railton not giving it up yet.
Oh, brilliant racing.
And Hindle's forced off the track there by Danny Railton just a little bit, but it's all hard, but a little bit, yeah, well, hard but fair, I'd say.
Garfield just pitted for a new nose and super soft tyres.
Okay, thank you for informing us on that, Adam. But James, you know a guy like Hindle? You know he'll be screaming in his cockpit now, isn't he?
There's been
contact between Danny Railton and... there's been contact between Calzo in the pits then, but we're going to stay on board with this battle for a little bit longer as Hindle has lost a part of his wing. Because of that contact.
Calzo's getting a nose change and soft tyres.
So Calzo is getting the nose change we were talking about earlier. And he's going to get the soft tyres on. That will bring Calzo to the end.
There's more contact between Hindle and Danny Railton, a bit more of the nose coming off Hindle's.
Yeah, so Hindle has already lost a little bit of his nose, and that's not gonna help his race. Is he gonna pit now then for another set of tyres? He's not. So he's going to team one. So Hindle in 9th position has not had the best of races. The Formula World Series champion, as we are on board with Calzo, who's come out ahead of RDB, who I believe has not stopped yet, or has he? Let's get on board with the
Farper's retired.
Stops. RDB has not stopped yet. Farper has retired then, so his illness has got to him, unfortunately. But I'm sure Farper will bounce back strong next race. The next race will be in China, and Farper's left the session there. So Calzo ahead of RDB, one of the only guys in the midfield that's not stopped yet, together with Danny Railton. And Calzo then, he's quite far behind Millstar. Calzo, he is.
Yellow in sector 1.
Yellow sector 1, who is that? Can you enlighten me on that, James?
I'll have a look. Oh, I think it's Ant 69's car is ghosting. I think that might have been.
Yeah, Lefty Hartle's just got past the car of Ant 69. As we're out on board with Calzo, let's get on board with Malik Kekec. I'll tell you what, Slimo Dude is very close to the back of the Red Bull of Will 1 Win 1.
When do you reckon the top 3 are going to pit? They've still not stopped yet.
Well, they should stop any time soon. At least Conzo should. As we see Slimo Dude not getting past Will 1 Win 1 yet.
And have they left it too late? That's the only thing, isn't it?
Well, what I think Conzo and Stocky are going to try, and even Will 1 Win 1, I think they're going to try and put the Ultra Softs on towards the end of the race, but I don't know if that's the right strategy, because these laps will be a struggle for them.
They'd have to make it to at least lap 20 to do that, at least.
Yeah. But the question is, will the super soft tyre be quick enough to actually make that work for 20 laps? Because I'm not sure about that, as Slimo Dude is still stuck behind Steve. Steve doing a great job defending here, but he's not going to be holding him off for too much longer, I don't think.
We've got Lefty Hartel in the pits.
He's defending Slimo Dude. Has he managed to do a switchback? He has not. Lefty Hartel then pitting from, I think, 12th position.
Yeah, new nose and super soft tyres.
Conzo's in the pits as well. Conzo's in the pits.
Yeah, Conzo is pitting from the lead in the race, and as we'll get on board with him after we see Slimwood potentially completing the move.
He's
on
gone onto the
Steve.
soft tyres.
So Konzo's gone onto the soft tyres, has left that maybe a little bit too late, but then again, it's his call. As I see another Mercedes in the pits, and Slimwood again not being able to get past Steve. What's he going to do here though? Is he going to try and manage? Is he going to try and make a move at the inside? He's not. So Steve doing a great job here, especially for Stocky. I think that Steve is doing a good job because Slimwood dude is obviously one of the leaders of the race, and this might bring Stocky into play for a podium position.
We've got Ant on YouTube saying he had too much lag, lost to wing 2, disconnected as well.
Alright, well that's unfortunate for Ant, but I'm going to say the same as Faf, but I'm sure Ant69 will bounce back a lot stronger at the next event in China, and he will practice for that a lot as well, and hoping to bring the car home in the points at the Chinese Grand Prix. Looking on board with someone else, let's have a look at Konzo, who's again after a stop still behind Nilstar.
The top 2, do you think are pushing it to see if they can get to the on the ultra softs till the end?
Yeah, I think Stocky will be doing that, and Steve as well. I think both the Red Bulls have thought out their plan, and I think they've gone for something a little bit different than the rest of the field, and will be trying to make the ultra softs work, potentially from lap 19 onwards. But that's going to be.
Steve's done a great job. He's 14 places above his starting position.
Yeah,
brilliant job so far.
Yeah, brilliant job by Steve indeed. As he, I don't think he actually put a qualifying time in, Steve, to be able to start on fresh tyres. But then again, this is Steve's downfall, I believe, because Steve is a good driver, and also last season he had a good couple of performances, but started from the back of the grid in pretty much all the races, and I think that's prevented him from getting more podiums than he has last season, and maybe this season. What do you think of that, James?
That's right, I zoned right out then. Apologise.
Okay, well, fantastic.
RDB's pitting.
Alright, as RDP pits, I'll ask you the question again, Steve. Sorry, James. Steve has not put in the qualifying time and started from the back of the grid, and he's done that a couple of times last season of pretty much all the races. Do you think that's prevented him from actually getting onto the podium in most of the races?
Well, it's an unusual. Well, it's a tactic that some use. I know that you do it for a fact sometimes as well. Start from the back and avoid all the carnage and just make your way up the field as quickly as you can. But no, it's not a good strategy to do. No. I don't think.
Have you got any pre-race comments from Steve?
Slimwood round Steve and pushes
Has he
him
done
on.
it? Oh yeah. Oh, and Malik Kekec has passed as well. So the two Toro Rossos have managed to make a move on Red Bull on the Red Bull of Steve.
That was a bit aggressive though by Slimwood.
And Slimwood was 6 seconds ahead of Malik Kekec, but Malik Kekec is right on the back of him. So I don't know if there has been lack of. I know there's been contact, but that's cost Slimwood a serious amount of time.
Now they've got a battle, two Toro Rossos battling each other.
Yeah. So what is Slimwood going to
Stocky's
do?
got some good pace about him. He's first, still not stopped yet, so he's got some good pace. So he might have a chance of a podium once he makes his pits.
Yeah, so unfortunately we can't see the lap times of Stocky. Yeah, or we can see the sector times. He's 4/10 off his previous lap. So the super soft tyres now are taking its hit, and not as quick.
Do you reckon it's too early for the ultras?
At this point, yes, I do think it's too early for the ultras. I think for the ultras you need to make it at least a lap 19 or 20, even fresh.
We've got Danny Wilson in the pits. He's on super softs.
Right, so have you got any pre-race comments from Stocky and Steve? Both the Red Bulls after we're at it, James.
Yeah, both the Red Bulls, yeah. Stocky, basically I asked him, I told him welcome to the WS. Obviously last year came runner-up in the WC, and obviously he's made the switch to Thursday. I just said, will he... Well,
Stocky's in the pits. Stocky's into the pits on the super soft, but you can continue on reading the pre-race comments. I'll have a look at the time.
I basically asked him about the assists, will he be applying any? And how confident he was. He's gone for the ultras. That's
not he's gone for the softs. Not he's gone for the softs on my screen. Oh no, has he gone? The tyres are flashing on my screen.
He's on the ultras.
He's on the ultras. Basically, just put answers no. I will not be applying any assists to the car this season. He's not sure about the title. He's just looking forward to getting racing again.
Alright.
Got Lord JB in the pits.
Alright, but Stocky's come out in a little bit of fresh air. I think he's got 6 seconds ahead of him, or 7 seconds of clear air ahead of him. And in front of him is Calzo on the soft tyres. So we will see Stocky catching Calzo very rapidly. But the question is, will Stocky's tyres keep up to the end?
We got Lord JB, he's pitted, he's onto Super Soft, so obviously he thinks Ultra Softs won't last till the end of the race.
No, so Lord JB making potentially a wise choice there. Because I'm not sure if Stocky's made the right call here, but we'll have to see and wait to the end of the race. Because who knows, he hasn't made the right call.
He's on the Ultra Softs now.
Alright.
He's getting
we've missed that. Konzo's made his move past Millstar and is now catching up very rapidly to Steve, who I think will be pitting this lap, because Stocky has pitted the last lap. Have you got any pre-race comments from Konzo, James?
From Konzo, I have indeed. I said, after winning the championship last year, do you feel extra pressure to retain it and get it back to back for the first time in front of racing history? And was it a no-brainer to team up with your brother, or did you have other offers available? And he's put.
Sorry to interrupt. Steve's in the pits on the ultras.
Yeah, I've caught that, Adam. Thank you.
He has.
Go on.
So basically, he's put. He doesn't feel any pressure. Not really in that whole season. Been consistently good. Picked up a few titles on the way. Going to be hard to retain it. There's a lot of quick drivers. About 5 quick drivers in this league. And he's just got to see what happens. Oh, lefty hardtail with a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, I've seen that. Lefty hardtail, unfortunately out of the points. So.
Yeah, and he's basically put. I could have went with Ryan again.
Millstar and Konzo have contact. Millstar and Konzo Calzo, sorry. Millstar and Calzo have contact, and Millstar's crashed. And that is promoting not only Calzo, but also Stocky into respectively 4th and 5th position. So we'll have to wait and see what happened there. We'll have to ask one of the drivers after the race, and potentially the steward. But that is unlucky for Millstar, because he was having a good race. And now on board with Stocky then on the ultra soft tyres, catching Calzo very rapidly. Was 7 seconds behind him earlier, and it's now only 3 seconds. So Calzo getting caught rather quickly, but Stocky 11 laps on the ultra softs that look like a tall ass start.
Slimbo Dude's got DRS on first place.
Let's get a look then, Slimbo Dude. So Mali Kekec has indeed made his way past Slimbo Dude, but Slimbo Dude not giving up on the first position yet. As Garfield picks up a 3-second time penalty in 11th position, so if Garfield was ever going to get any points, that's not really helping it. Stocky's quickest lap of the race, 24.7. So Stocky really making moves towards the Ferrari team of both Konzo and Calzo.
Speaking of Konzo, I'll just quickly finish off the Ferrari team. The previous comments. Second part of the question by Connor is basically, I could have went with Ryan again, but the opportunity was there to go with my brother, take him under my wings, and go for constructors and drivers for at least one of us. I think the brothers are happy to pair up. But I don't think team owners will come into it. I think they're happy to race until obviously one of them comes out on top halfway through the season.
Do you think that with them two being brothers, do you think that they're going to be even more competitive, not only with the rest of the field but also with each other? Do you think they want to beat each other so badly just because they're brothers?
Well, there's obviously the sibling rivalry is always going to be a point of it. That's always going to be an issue, but at the same time they'll enjoy it. They'll revel. Both of them will revel in the opportunity. Oh, we've got one of the Toro Rossos.
Yeah, Toro Rossos in the pit. Slimbo Dude.
So
that's promoted Mali Kekec into the lead. So Mali Kekec in a prime position now to potentially win the race. But as we know, Mali Kekec pitted early. So let's see if his tyres will last to the end. As Slimbo Dude
puts on another onto the ultra softs.
Yeah, thank you, Adam. I was just about to say that. Thank you.
Millstar's no penalty.
Yeah, Millstar with another penalty, but obviously Millstar's race a little bit damaged by the contact with one of the Ferraris of Calzo. So Millstar will be trying making the most of it with Millstar's elite pits. Good spot, Adam. And he's going to fit a new nose, obviously, after that contact. Yeah, super soft tyres.
He's on the super soft, so I thought he'd have gone ultra.
Yeah, he could have actually fitted the ultras, I think. I think that would have worked, as we see Hindle behind him in the pits as well. And what's Hindle going to do? Hindle is using the ultra soft, I think.
Slimbo Dude, 3-second time penalty.
Oh, Slimbo Dude. No, that's not gone well then. So Slimbo Dude in 5th position is going to have to watch out.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
We've got Danny Roughton's had a crash. He's lost a part of his front wing.
He's lost all his wing, and as he lets his teammate go.
Yeah, he has.
And Danny Roughton can't get it in a straight line.
He spun it round into the wall again.
Obviously,
He's retired.
RDB and Millstar going for a tangle.
Retired.
As this is some good racing here by RDB and Millstar, giving each other plenty of room. And Millstar makes his way past RDB.
I think Stocky's on the charge against Calzo. He's less than a
Very,
second
very
behind.
close
He's
to
going to get
less than a
DRS.
second. Yeah, he is. Good spot, Adam and Stocky. Then is he going to line up Calzo for a move? Is he going to have enough straight line speed to get next to the Ferrari? I don't think he's going to do on this occasion. With I think that is a lefty hardtail a lap down, so not a very good event for the Mercedes driver.
Oh, going defensive count straight away. Calzo. I'll just read you Calzo's previous comments while we're on board with him. He's basically asked. I asked him after a successful second half of last season. It's obviously his first on the game. Do you expect to play second best to your teammates, or will you be challenging for the wins? And obviously, do either of you have concerns regarding connection this year? Obviously, they've had a bit of problems in the past.
Yeah, they have had problems.
Looks like he might have a go, yeah. Looks like he might have a go.
Stocky, yeah. Will he go for it? No, he won't. Yeah.
No, not there. No, not there.
These
So
two.
basically, his reply, expected to be treated equally at this stage by his teammate. I'd like to get a Collins over the course of the season. Don't have any concerns or connection problems, but if a bus goes past my house and you lag like I do, we may have problems.
As I see RDB pitting for a new nose and another set of ultra soft tyres. So RDB going from 10th position to 11th position and maybe a little bit further down, depending on where lefty hardtail is.
Stocky's extremely close
Stocky's
now.
extremely
He's trying
close
to have a
now,
look.
isn't he? Yeah, he is, and he's going to line him up for a move. Surely he's getting alongside nearly in the last corner.
He's going to do
about
it.
the traction here. He's going to definitely do it now. So Calzo, is he going to go defensive? No, he's staying on the racing line. He is going defensive, Calzo. Will Stocky be able to get alongside the Ferrari? I'm pretty sure, but he's on the outside. And he's not making the move just yet. But what's going to happen in the next DRS zone? As Slim Wood puts in another quickest time with a 24.3. Stocky will be able to brake later. Yeah, he'll brake later than Calzo. And if he can make this work, has he made it work? Oh, Calzo nearly turned into Stocky. Forced a little bit off the track, but Stocky is passed on the ultra soft tyres. That was eventually always going to happen with Cal being on the soft tyres. But Stocky having a great race after being crashed out or crashing someone out. We don't know yet. After having a crash, let's say, in the first corner. It's great to see Stocky back up to third. Yeah, firm but fair, definitely by the looks of it. But we'll have to wait and see what Calzo thinks of it. As Hindle puts in a 23.8, so Hindle really showing why he's here and why he's a former World Series champion. As he takes a little bit too much curb there. I'm on board with Hindle.
There's a big gap now between the top 6 and the rest of them.
Yeah, there is. But will we see any changes? Most of them haven't made one stop, the top 4. And the rest of them pretty much all making 2 stops, whether or not it be for damage. We're getting involved with
Konzo is actually
closing in massively on Kekec. I think the gap was about 5-6 seconds earlier, it's now 3 seconds. So Konzo maybe having saved a little bit of fuel for the end of the race, and is now making moves towards Mali Kekec. Well, Danny Railton has unfortunately retired and left the session in 15th position. So no points for the Williams of Danny Railton, with the other Williams being in 10th position. That is gone. So the Williams team, by the looks of it, will rack up 1 point in this event, which is always more than none. But get back to Konzo then. 2.2 seconds. It was 3 seconds earlier. Yeah, quick math. We've got Konzo 2 seconds, so he's taken, I think, a second out of Mali Kekec in the space of half a lap.
Yeah, he's got traffic. I think Mali Kekec
has got traffic. Yeah, you can see that. We're getting more with Konzo for pretty much the remainder of the event, as this is the only battle going on. With Calzo unfortunately dropping further back.
Calzo's off.
It's Calzo off. Yeah, Calzo is off, and has he got a wing? He's got a wing, but he has lost a position to Slimbo Dude. Where is the Red Bull of Steve? That's not around. That's still another 4 seconds back. But a turnaround of events for Calzo here then, as we get on board with Konzo yet again. 2 seconds now, the gap between him and Mali Kekec. This is going to be a cracking battle to the end of the race, as Mali Kekec has still got that back marker of RDB behind him.
Yeah, IDB's sticking with him as well.
Yeah.
There's a big difference in tyre compound there as well.
Yeah.
So
I think RDB's recently pitted. Yeah, I think RDB's recently pitted, but is quicker than Malik Kekes, but really can't get past because he knows he's going to interfere with the battle for the lead, and that's the last thing you want to do. As we see Konzo making his moves past the Force India of Ant. Stocky a little bit further back in 8th, I was going to say 8th position, in 3rd position, 8 seconds back from the lead, with Slimbo Dude, the other Toro Rosso, but obviously Slimbo Dude, we know he's got 1 penalty, so that will put him a little bit further back. If he's got another penalty, that would promote Calzo into 5th position at this moment, as the Lecce Hartil moves away. Konzo now, the gap is 1.5 seconds between him and the leader of Malik Kekes. Do any of these have any penalties, James? And I want you to check, but I don't want you to say anything. You can say they've got penalties, but you can't say who. Just to keep it excited.
Let's have a look, shall we?
Four laps to go now, 1.2 seconds by Konzo. This guy's really on the charge and showing why he's the current World Series champion and also a 2-time champion in this series. As he goes round turn 5, I believe that is. No, turn 4, sorry.
The only penalty we know of, and it's already been flashed up and we've talked about, is the Slimbo Dude penalty.
Alright, so that's the at the moment the only penalty then. So Konzo's going to have to do it on the track, but he's very, very close now, 0.9 seconds behind him, so he's within DRS range for the next straight.
I think Stocky's burnt up in Ultrasoft because he was on a charge, but he seems to be drifting further behind Konzo.
I think that's exactly what happened, Adam. I think these Ultrasofts are not in the best shape anymore, but obviously Slimbo Dude's quite far behind.
He's had him on for 9 laps now, so they will be struggling.
Yeah. But the question is, will Slimbo Dude be able to catch Stocky and get 3 seconds ahead of him? I doubt it very much, as Konzo gets ever so close to the front of to the back of the car of Malik Kekes with 7/10 difference now. And will he be lining him up for a move now? 6/10 now. The gap is closing in. DRS active for Konzo, but he's not going to make the move just yet with the 3 laps to go, so Konzo's going to have to do it. If he's going to have to do it, he's going to have to do it very, very soon with only half a second between them now. DRS active for Konzo yet again, and he used it to close up, but he's not used it to get... Oh, he's nearly hit the back of Malik Kekes, or so it looked, but he's not hit the back of him, so that's good. Get on board with Konzo then, for this lap at least. Malik Kekes seems to be struggling on them softs, but he's been on them for ages, so it does make sense.
We've got Konzo's saved quite a bit of fuel now. He switched his engine to rich, it was on lean.
Yeah, so a good spot for that, Adam.
Yeah, saved quite a lot of fuel there.
Konzo getting close, but obviously the dirty air is not helping him in his charge for the lead. As Malik Kekes gets away a little bit further. The gap is now 6/10. Has gone back to 5/10. Konzo's going to have an amazing last sector to go and go for the move. He's only got 2 laps left, a little bit more than that, and he's going to have to do it. Knowing Konzo, he will go for that move, but he will also think about the championship, and the championship is 19 races long. So, Konzo, that looked like he nearly lost it, but that might be a little bit of lag.
There's another battle. There's another battle that might get close towards the end. That's between 7th and 8th.
Yeah, Milstar and Hindle. Yeah, I'll get on board with him rather quickly, but I actually don't want to switch away from the lead of the Grand Prix.
Oh no, that is close now.
I see it's 2/10 now. I see it's 2/10 now, so I want to stay on Konzo and Malik Kekes. I apologise to Hindle and Milstar for missing their battle, but this is the battle that it's all about now. With 1.5 laps to go, Konzo getting very, very close to Malik Kekes. Will he go for a move up this turn? No, he thinks better of it. He's going to stick behind him. He's probably going to try and do it on the last DRS straight. He's only got 1.5 laps. Is he going to go for it now? Is he going to go for it? Malik Kekes going defensive. Konzo getting alongside him. Is this the move for the lead of the Grand Prix? He's alongside him. Oh, it's nearly crashed the car. Konzo is so close. He can sniff the victory. He's very close to him now. If he stays close to him, he
Hindle's
will have
looking at a
DRS.
move.
I know, but I'm going to stay on this one for the last lap.
Yeah, Millstar's gone deep.
Yeah,
Can
but
he get a cut
Konzo
back?
is
No,
very,
not
very
quite.
close now in the last sector. We get on board with him for that last sector.
Oh, Ryan's lost it. Hindle's lost it.
Hindle
He's
lost it.
backed
Well,
out.
that is unfortunate for Hindle in 8th position, but this is the move for the lead. Will we see it here? Will we see it happening on the final lap, or the start of the final lap, as Malik Kekec goes defensive? Will Konzo make a dive up the inside? He's closing in. He's closing in. He's not going to make the move now. He's got another DRS straight. He's going to try and make the move now. He's surely going to try and make the move. He's very close to him now. Will he go for that dive? He's a little bit too far away, but will he challenge him?
Oh, he's trying it.
Yeah, he's trying it.
Oh,
And
there's
there's
contact.
contact between them.
Spawn
There's contact between them, and who's Konzo
He's
playing
allowing
back
him
through.
to pass.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Stocky,
look who's creeping up
guys,
behind him.
look
Stocky's
at
creeping up
behind them.
behind.
Stocky on the ultra soft tyres is ever so close behind them.
Back marker gets out of the way
Yeah,
nicely.
back marker's out of the way, but there is another car, and I don't know if the back marker's seen it. Yes, he has.
And Konzo regroup.
Konzo's going to have a very, very good final sector in order to get anywhere close to Malik Kekec. He's very, very close to him now. We'll get on board with him in the red Ferrari.
There's only one more. There's only
There's
one
only
more
one more.
opportunity to do.
Yeah, two more really. After he should have gone for it now, or he can go for it in the last turn, the last hairpin. But I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna be able to do it. I don't think he's gonna be able to do it, Konzo. I think this is gonna be second place for Konzo.
Yeah, Malik Kekec's done well there.
I'll have a look through the race winners of the previous World Series events. And Season 2 was Duo Finn. Season 3 it was Richie Davey. Season 4 it was also Richie Davey. Season 5 it was Richter. Season 6 it was Will One Win One. Season 7 it's Mystic Joker. And Season 8 it's SBL Malik Kekec. What a great win by Malik Kekec, with Konzo bringing up the second place and Stocky bringing up the final spot on the podium in third. And I can now not switch between drivers, so that is very, very nice. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss most of the drivers.
What a brilliant
With,
race.
it's a good race. Slimo do the finishing in fourth. Kauzo, after a difficult event, finishes fifth, with Steve making up several amounts of places in sixth. Millstar in seventh, and Ryan Hindle having a rather disappointing first race in the eighth position, with Garfield and Gunk making up the final points positions in the Williams and the McLaren. Sorry, other way around, McLaren and the Williams. With RDB, Lefty Hartill finishing outside the points, and I don't think is Lord JB still driving? Or did he retire?
No,
No,
still
still
going.
driving.
Alright, so Lord JB is the last of the runners at the moment, with Ant69 retiring. And that was the World Series first event, boys.
Well, Konzo made up 7 positions from his starting position, so maybe if he'd qualified a little bit better, he could have maybe got the win.
That was a good race though, and a lot to talk about with the three podium sitters, with SBL Malik Kekec, with Konzo, and with Stocky, after a very good result by Stocky, after being crashed out on the first lap. And who knows what might have been for him, and for a couple of others, if they wouldn't have had a little bit of contact with other cars in the first lap. But here we see the podium as Malik Kekec celebrates his victory in the Australian Grand Prix here in FRR World Series, as we see the happy Toro Rosso employees, as Konzo and Stocky applaud Malik Kekec for this trophy, and we see the champagne spray here in Albert Park, Melbourne. So what we saw today as well, boys, a lot of different strategies applied. I mean, obviously the top three did a one-stop, but Stocky's one-stop with the ultra soft tyres. That was quite surprising. I was quite surprised he did that. And Malik Kekec was stopping early for his softs, and Konzo stopping a lot later. So there was a lot of different strategies and possibilities. Obviously, the penalties here as well. With I don't think any positions have changed. Oh yeah, Millstar's dropped to 8th position, and Hindle has managed to promote himself to 7th. And Garfield and Gonk have remained unchanged following the penalty that Garfield has received. With Lefty Hartill, RDB still in the same position. So Malik Kekec, again, great race, starting in 3rd and battling with his teammate through the start of the race, and then battling the Ferraris towards the end. And the Red Bulls, great teamwork to get both the cars in the points after a difficult event for both of them, or for one of them at least, for Stocky. And Will One Win One getting to the field nice and nice and tidy. I've got this menu, boys. I can't get out of it. I can't press continue. Have you got the same?
Yeah, I've got the same. We're just gonna have to
Oh no, next
quit
session
for a
begins. Not
minute.
I've seen it. Next session begins in 25 seconds. So we'll get back to the lobby and we'll have a look at the interviews. This is the result then. The final result, quickest lap I believe, is for Slimbo Dude with it. No, sorry, Ryan Hindle with a 23.8 in 7th position. Wraps up the fastest lap, but unfortunately no points for the fastest lap are awarded. It's just the pride really of being the quickest over one lap.
Got
And,
Millstars on YouTube going, Calzo, terrific driver, you're a terrific driver, mate.
all right, so I can sense a little bit of sarcasm in that, I believe. So, but
Oh, brilliant. Here it comes.
I'm sure
Let's get on Facebook. Let's see all the
yeah,
Let's see all the
I will invite
comments.
I will invite the podium sitters, boys. So you won't be able to be heard now, as I am on the main screen. I should have let you be the party host, James. But I forgot to do it. So have a look. We have Konzo. You have Malik Kekech, who is here as well, and the last one. I'm going to look for him, but I can't find him on the list. Have I got him as a friend? Yes, I do. Stocky. There you go. As we'll get back to the lobby. Oh, what a race, guys! That was an interesting event, and
Definitely.
I'm sure we'll see a lot more fireworks going on in the next event, as Konzo has joined us in the commentary box as a second place finisher, and now all that awaits is the race winner, SBL Malik Kekech. Our Stocky has joined us, and Malik Kekech is there as well. So, James, would you like to kick off with the podium interviews, starting off with our race winner, Ivo?
I will certainly indeed. So, congratulations, guys. In first place, we had SBL and Malikakek. In second is Konzo, and in third, we have. It's lost me. I've lost it. I've lost it.
Stocky. You know him. You might know
Stocky!
him from previous
that's
races.
it. Sorry, there you go. So yeah, we'll kick it off then. Let's kick it off with SBL Malikakek. So congratulations, Mally. Can I call you Mally? I'll call you Mally. How did the race go unfold for you? Obviously, you went for the one stop to the from the ultras to the softs. Any worries when the leaders through the middle of the race were on super softs, potentially going for ultra softs? Were you worried that they were going to come back to you at the end?
Yeah, I was always worried. I knew their strategy, but yeah, I just kept it cool and drove my race till the last few laps, and then I had a battle with Konzo. And yeah, that's it.
Go on, carry on.
Well, I believe that's
Okay.
it.
Oh, is that it? Brilliant. Okay. So, obviously, preparation for this, Mally. Did you feel like you are going into this season with the best chance of getting a title, or do you still think it's too early to say? Obviously, with how many quick drivers you've got, but what do you think? Do you think this year you've got the pace and consistency to challenge for it?
Well, my goal is to win the title, but yeah, as you said, it's too early to call, so I still don't really know where I really am because there is no because. I just don't know what to say.
Well, that's fair play. Fair enough, mate. Well, anyway, congratulations. It's a really well done race, and that's well done for getting the first. So we'll move on to Konzo, 1993. Konzo, interesting race from you. We didn't know what you were doing in qualifying, doing on the softs, but obviously getting onto the super softs eventually. So how did your race pan out, avoiding all the destruction at the start and then just keeping it steady towards?
All right there. To be honest, it was kind of mad at the start. I was kind of boxed in the middle because I had a poor start and there was two cars on my outside. So I just had to go slow into turn one and hope that nobody came across my path. Thankfully, nobody did. And managed to keep going from there. I think I was P6 and then just kind of got stuck by Millstar. Connection didn't really help there. I had a bit of a problem with that, so I just sat behind him. teammate, my
We-
brother, decided to not sit behind someone lagging, and he lost his front wing because of it.
Yeah, unfortunate
We
for
just
Calvo there.
we wondered that we did wonder at the start whether you two would obviously have the connection issues. Obviously, it played a little bit of a part, but other than that, it seemed like I wouldn't say a comfortable race. But do you think you could have challenged Mally at the end? Did you have that? You had that one chance where you. It was a late dive, but in the end of the day, I think it was fair for you to give it back on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was. I think it was one I went around the outside on, and well, I had to go over the curb. There wasn't any room at all, but it is racing, I suppose. I don't know. I could have maybe caught him if I qualified a bit better, but I didn't even know what happened to qualify. I didn't even want to go into it. Computer cars were on my lap. I was purple sector 2, and then getting to sector 2, the bit down the straight, and there was a Renault with like no wheels holding up a Haas, I think it was, and they were just driving into each other like about 10 miles an hour. So I had to go up the inside, and then I went deep. Obviously lost a bit of time there and finished.
So you weren't going to risk ghosting through them just in case you.
No, the ghosting wasn't happening. I could see it. Like I thought they were going to be ghosted, obviously, because that's usually what happens. But it wasn't ghosted at all. So, bit of a problem when people retire on track sometimes.
I have a question
Yeah,
for you
that
as
is
well,
unfortunate.
Con. Your qualifying didn't go to plan, did it?
No, that was the reason why my qualifying didn't go to plan right there.
Yeah, that was unlucky that because
exactly what
well,
happened.
you did well to get up from ninth to second where you did, and challenge for the victory, but unfortunately it's not come to that. So James, take it on to our third place finish.
Yeah, so well done,
So-
Connor. Well, great second place. Obviously fought through the field, so well done on that one. Okay, Stocky, please explain what happened at the start with you and Hindle, because we didn't quite see it on camera.
I don't know really. I was just on the outside and I got a hit on the right rear and spun round. I haven't had another look yet.
Oh, fair enough. So what had? Okay, well, other than that, how did it all go through the race? We saw you benefiting obviously from cars retiring, hitting each other, going off, and then obviously you going long. Was that obviously wasn't the plan, but you seem to make it well. So how did it go from your perspective?
From my perspective, it went all right. Obviously, the incident at the start is just unfortunate. But I feel like the rest of the race, both cars had good pace, and we were where we wanted to be, and that's the most important thing, really.
And what did you expect to go that long on the super softs, and then obviously to the ultra softs? Was that always the plan?
Yeah, that was what we wanted to do.
Is that what you wanted to do? Oh, very good. I think that might be all the questions. Other than that, it was quite well, I'll say a slow race for you because you weren't really involved in anything else. You just kept your nose clean towards the end and nearly got in there when Konzo and Mali collected on the last lap. But a very good. That's an excellent race to be fair, mate. From last position pretty much, and then up to third. So very well done. Very well done.
Thank you.
All right, so yeah.
Go on, Dom. I'll let you.
Yeah,
do you want to go back to the?
I was going to go back to the winner, Mali Kekec. After this event, how strong do you think you're going to be at China? Do you think more drivers will challenge you for the victory than they did today? Because obviously today you only had, well, Konzo and Slimbo Dude really challenging for it. But do you think more drivers will be able to challenge you there? Drivers like Calzo, Hindle, maybe Lefty Artil?
Well, I don't know how China is for them, how good they are in China, but usually Australia is my peep track, and the others are good except Monaco.
Okay, so you've
I'm expecting to be a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to be a little bit stronger in China than here in Australia.
All right, well, we'll have to wait and see then. James, any further questions then, or Adam?
Well, I was just going to say let's go to Adam. Let's see if there's any after race festivities that might interest a few people in the podium.
I'm just wanting to ask Konzo, I noticed you were doing fuel saving towards the end of the race. Do you reckon you could have turned the engine up a little bit earlier?
Yeah, I could have turned it up earlier, but I knew that my best chance to really attack Mali was the last few laps because maybe his tyres are at the worst state then compared to mine. So that's the reason why I kind of kept it down, really.
Okay, Mally, do you reckon your pace without the contact in future races, would your pace beat Konzo?
Wait, can you repeat? I didn't understand the question.
Your pace in the race was really good, then Konzo caught up to you, and if it wasn't for the contact, Konzo would have got past for the race win. Do you see yourself as strong as Konzo going forward?
No, I see myself stronger.
Oh, good
Yeah.
answer.
Ooh.
Good answer.
That was a good answer, I'll give him that.
Oh, great answer.
Right.
And
Any-
for Stocky, were the Ultra Softs, did you use them all up before the end of the race? Did you pit too early?
To be honest, I don't know, but I know they could do 12 laps. But I feel like maybe there wasn't much left in them by the end. Maybe because I got a little bit stuck in on the last lap, but no, the grip wasn't there.
Okay, thank you.
12 laps is quite impressive though on the Ultrasofts. We expected maximum of 10 on Fresh, so fair play to take him to 12 laps.
Well, I think that is it, guys, because we don't have any question of the day. So, boys, you are free to leave the commentary box, as we'll go.
disappointing.
I'm sorry, Con. I'm sorry. We'll try and sort something out for the next event. But yeah, we're going to go through some pre-race comments as you guys will leave the lobby, leave the party. Who have we not had, James? We've missed quite a couple of drivers due to the action during the race.
Let's go to it now. So
We've had
before
Konzo
we
and
go,
Calvo.
well done to the top three, by the
Yeah,
way.
well done to all the drivers.
Yeah, brilliant race.
Yeah.
So we have.
Right, see you next.
Thank you, Con. See
next
you
time.
later. The comments I don't think we had was Steve. Will one win one. Got it right that time. Basically, I just asked him a new name, a new team. How are you feeling about going head to head with one of the quickest in FRR as a teammate? And will less distractions as an admin have a positive effect on your driving? Well, to be honest, we can see from that it probably did.
Yeah, good race.
But he put, just want to say, obviously, good luck to the new admins and comms team. He tried to hang up his racing gloves, but FRR runs through his veins, and I'm back for another season. With full focus on racing rather than admin. As for the head-to-head with my teammate, I know he's one of the best in the league, if not the best, so to me, the head-to-head isn't important. What is important is a strong number 2 driver, helping Stocky win the driver's title and secure the constructors, hopefully, at the end of the season. So already, I think that pairing's already decided what it's going to go head towards. Obviously, have the number 1 and number 2 driver, which is fair enough. But there is a difference in performance, and obviously, Stocky's the obvious candidate to take the title, most likely to in that pairing. So, that's that one.
Toro Rossos, have you had them?
Have we had the Toro Rossos? I think I did, didn't I? Did I? Maui.
Next time we should probably tick off the ones that we've had.
Yeah, probably should have.
Obviously, we are doing this for the first time.
I gave you Hindles. I gave you Ants. I didn't give you Ryan's, which is Ryan's name is
RDB.
RDB. It is.
Yeah.
RDB. So I just asked him. You seem to be able to outqualify your teammate last season. It's the same teammate, but struggling in the races to convert some good points. How has he been preparing over the winter, and can he beat Farth this season? I've been trying to concentrate on my race pace this season. Literally, I haven't practiced with my teammate at all, so no idea what his pace is like. So we'll wait and see for tonight. Good luck to all. So again, that's
Well, unfortunately,
RDB in that.
Unfortunately, the half team have not picked up any points with the RDB finishing in 11th, and Farther retiring early on in the race. So we'll be looking for a stronger performance in the Chinese Grand Prix. The Force Indias, have we had the Force Indias?
Lord GB. Who was in the Force Indias?
Millstar and Ant 69.
Wait, I gave you Ants. Millstar, I don't think replied to me.
All right, interesting.
I don't know.
Are we still broadcasting?
Yes, we are. Okay. I don't know why you are still here because I clearly asked the drivers to leave the lobby, and you are still
Nah,
here.
I'm here, mate. Stay
Okay.
here.
All right. Well, you stay here then.
Thank you.
Go on, James.
That was a bit rude, Dom.
Did I give you? I didn't give you Slimbo Dude, did I? Slimbo Dude. So
No.
I'll give you Slimbo Dude now. So yeah, we asked him. So hello, Slim. Welcome to the FRR community. As a new lad on the block, will you have to obey team orders from a more experienced driver, or will you take the fight to the top? And he's put, I will try to take the fight to the top, but me and my teammate have agreed that if he gets within a second of me and he's quicker, he's going to let him through. Just hope to clean it. Just hope to keep it clean on my debut.
All right.
I think he did quite a good job, to be honest.
Got a comment from Maznat. He ran wide, lost traction, which caused the crash.
All right. Well, unlucky for Maznat as he was leading the race early on. So, but we'll. I'm pretty sure Maznat, if he gets another seat, because I think was it? No, he's a full-time driver now, isn't he? So Maznat will be trying and challenge for the victory again in China. Are we going to any more pre-race comments, or do you want to just let him?
I think that's it. Other tthan I've just landed on Maz's comments, so I've just welcome to WS. How are you feeling going into the race? And how do you think your first season FRR will go after promising reserve drive last season? And it's put a little underprepared, not having practiced Australia over the last few weeks. I think after this race I'll have a better idea of how I'll go throughout the season. But tonight, just looking to bank some points. If I get on the podium, that's a bonus.
Well, he was
unfortunate because
he was on his course of getting a couple of points, but
he did have very good pace, didn't he? And it was a shame that he lost control of the car. But yeah, I think that might be all the comments.
Well, anyway, let's thank our viewers for watching.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, if that's it, let's thank our viewers for watching. It was another great event in the World Series. Are you looking to join this? Did you like what you see? You can drop us a message on Facebook, search Front Row Racing, and one of the admins will get in touch with you to try and race in one of the reserve events, because we do races in the main events every other week, as well as the reserve events. So in week 1 it's the reserve events, and then in week 2 it's the main event on the same track, and so on and so on. So you will get to test your car on the track before the main event, and who knows, if you are a good driver, a clean driver mainly, who knows, you might land a seat in one of these leagues. So this was Dom, James and Adam. We'd like to thank you for watching, and good night. See you in 2 weeks.
Good night.
Good night.